Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Telling It Like It Is, Facebook Live. My name is Jade Alberts. I'm a small business strategist, influencer, and helping small businesses grow and succeed is my passion. Sharing knowledge and stories is why I started Telling It Like It Is. And if you have any questions during the Facebook Live, please ask. If you're watching this on the social media channels after, we will respond to your questions. Today's guest is Vanessa Hernandez, founder of WarBaby Cosmetics. Vanessa, how are you today?
I am doing awesome. How are you?
Oh, I can't complain. I mean, I apologize for the little bit of a delay there. Be Live changed everything, and I think I figured it out, so we should be good now.
Excellent.
I know I always talk a little bit about how I met my guests, and you and I, we won't go back, say how many years, but we go way, way, way back and met in Saskatoon. And then when I moved to Calgary, we were able to reconnect on a friendships-wise and obviously as a business side. And I've learned so much from you over the last 15 or so years since we've reconnected. So I guess I should thank you for that.
Hey, you're welcome. That goes two ways. You've helped me a ton.
Oh, it is, and that's what it's all about. So I'm glad we could help each other. So I am shooting from outside, so if it does get a little sunny out here, we'll just make it work.
Looks good on my end.
Perfect. Well, I'll give a quick little bio here, and we will get into it. So Vanessa is a professional award-winning photographer, certified pro makeup artist, master international makeup professional, founder and owner of WarBaby Cosmetics, and winner of the Reader's Choice Gold Award for Best Photographer in the Foothills. She's been published in the Stanford, New York Who's Who Black Book of Elite Professionals for the years 2012 and 2013, and has held the title of tutoring under Nathan Johnson, New York City's several celebrity-based makeup artist, as well as having her photography published in the New York Times best-selling novels, newspapers, billboards, and magazines. She was also nominated for the 2018 Women Entrepreneur Award, was also selected as one of the 56 female entrepreneurs across North America to be featured in the next edition of the Sexy and Wealthy in Heels Success Babe ebook. So, she will also be featured in the 2019 publication of KNOW Book YYC, which will be available at Chapters Indigo business locations throughout Calgary and surrounding areas. So that is an impressive resume, and I know I've seen you out there. I've seen all the stuff you do. We've used your your WarBaby Cosmetics, and you've always preached the natural and local. So why is it important to follow these standards rather than making a few extra dollars?
I think it's a heart thing for me. When I started this business, I felt so privileged to have a stake in the ground of Canada, and this is my home. And I just wanted so badly to keep everything Canadian if I could, because I'm so proud to be Canadian and to have a business in this country. So I think that's why it's really important for me to try and keep everything as local to Calgary as I can. And if I can't do that, at least keeping everything Canadian in terms of my ingredients and stuff like that. And natural, I think, because of my own health concerns in the past and the amount of women that I work with daily, and having kids, having daughters who are going to be wearing makeup and wanting to show them alternatives and show them, hey, you can find a product and use a product that works just as well as what you're going to get somewhere else, but it's safe for you and it's not going to cause, the myriad of issues that can arise when you're using harsh chemicals around your eyes and stuff like that. So.
No, and I guess I can't relate when it comes to actually using harsh chemicals and makeup, but I do know where you're coming from. When it comes to our kids, and obviously our girls are 12 and 9, and we've used some of your stuff, and it's love it, and we love it. Which reminds me, I probably have to order some more. But I guess how do you find the ingredients? Do they have to be Health Canada approved, or is it very hard to find?
Once I got into a groove and the wheels were in motion, and I had some locations that I was using regularly, it was easy. So Health Canada has what they call a hot list, an ingredients hot list, and everything that is on their hot list are ingredients that you cannot use in your products in Canada. So having that hot list, looking at that, going, okay, I want to make sure I don't use any of that. and then just finding supply companies within Canada that offer the ingredients that I need, and then ordering them, and then just doing all the formulating and mixing and everything like that on my own. But yeah, it's really important to make sure that, and I run every product that I create through Health Canada so that I know that everything is on board, it's acceptable for use in this country, it's safe, and nothing that I'm using is on their hot list.
Well, that is interesting. Is that what kind of process does it work with Health Canada? I know back in the day when I had to work with CFIA, it wasn't very user-friendly, we'll call it. Does that take a long time for you to get your products approved?
It's a lot of work on my end because I have to do cosmetic notifications. So I basically have to sit down with every product that I make, list all of the ingredients, the percentages of each raw ingredient, and then I just send that form off. And I can continue to sell while I'm waiting for them to message me back. That's not a big deal. But if they message back, it usually takes quite a while for them to get back to me. If they come back and say, hey, there's an ingredient there that we don't like, then I have to discontinue the product. But I've never had that issue. Everything that I have made, everything that's on the website has been approved and is good to go.
And that's interesting. And that's good. At least you're allowed, they're not hampering your revenue stream or your business while they might take 3 to 6 months to get back to you. I know
that's right.
Yeah. And so I mean, I guess that's positive. So what can you walk us through the process of producing your products? Once you receive the ingredients, how did you come up with the percentages? Is that kind of trial and error, or did you have some sort of guideline to follow?
So it's been a lot of trial and error. And learning what mixes well together. So it's a science, of course, right? So just trying different waxes, different oils, learning, hey, this wax doesn't work with this. This is too heavy. If I'm using shea butter and wax, the product's going to get harder than I want. So I need to limit the shea or limit the wax. It's all, I know I'm probably, you're like, what, shea, wax?
What? Wax?
It's just once you know what the consistency that you want, then you have to start working with percentages to make sure that the product turns out with a consistency that's going to work for applying to the face, right? Especially with creams and stuff like that. You don't want to put a block of wax on your face.
Well, no.
And you also don't want something that's super greasy and it's running off of your face. So yeah, it's like cooking or baking, really. You got to find the right percentages.
Well, that's a good analogy. I like that. I mean, I've watched some of those cooking shows with our girls, and I think it's called Nail It. And I'll tell you, it's, I honestly, God, I think I could win that show. There's no doubt about it.
Horrible.
I don't think I would get last on that show, but that's more up my my baking alley.
Yep, exactly.
Well, that's funny. So I mean, WarBaby's been around for a while, and I was so impressed when I saw that you were nominated for Woman Entrepreneur of the Year in 2018. And obviously, the cosmetic industry is billions and billions of dollars. So how do you focus, on trying to, I can go against them, but, use your local knowledge and local ingredients to your advantage?
I think the key in this industry, because it is very saturated, I'm competing against a lot of big guys, obviously. The key is really customer relations and customer service and marketing yourself the right way, having something that's different. I mean, there's a million different makeup artists, there's a million different products out there, but my focus has always kind of been, how can I stand out and make myself different from the rest? And that's an ongoing process, figuring out how to do that. But I think the biggest thing for me is just being able to relay my passion to people, so that they know that, hey, I'm not in this for the money. I'm in this because I am genuinely passionate about what I'm doing. I've taken the time to gain the knowledge. I put in all this work myself. Everything that I sell it just has my heart in it, and making sure people know that. And of course, being transparent with the brand and the ingredients and my processes and stuff like that, so people feel like they can trust you. And then they're more apt to go to you as opposed to maybe going over to Sephora and getting what they need. I've had a lot of people come to me first and go, hey, I love your image. I love what you're doing. You're so fun. You're so honest. What can you tell me about this product or that? And that has really worked in my favor, for sure.
And I agree. And again, for people that are watching right now, you can just go into the comments section, click on warbabycosmetics.com and follow Vanessa on Instagram. And the stuff that she posts out there is awesome. I mean, I know I've seen your daughter, and you've done some stuff with her. You've done lots of Halloween stuff. You've done lots of niche stuff. You've done lots of, obviously professional stuff, and sharing that is great. And again, and I think you're bang on when you say that it's all about relationships and how it works. And especially when, I mean, that competing against the big guys is impossible, and you'll never be able to do that dollars and cents wise. So I mean, that's good to hear. So is there any, is there any like little tidbits that you'd be able to, or secrets that you'd be able to share that, you have found that has worked for you on the marketing side?
Being yourself, being authentic. I think people can smell a fake person from miles and miles and miles. I mean, I know that I can. You probably can too, right? I don't like being around people who I feel are not being honest with me. So, if you've got a business and you're offering a service, just be yourself. People don't want to see copies of other people. You're at your best when you're being authentic. And for me, that's sometimes kind of crazy. I'm kind of quirky. I'm kind of crazy. I like being different. And it's because that's what makes me feel good. And I want other people to feel that way. I want other people to know, like, hey, when you're with me, or you're working with me, or you want my products, it's all about just being you. And it's okay. It's okay to just be yourself. Be honest. Honestly, that's the biggest thing I think I could say, is just be authentic, be honest, and be a person of integrity.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's bang on. And I mean, that's when you're building a brand, and it has to be built on that. And even mine on my own, I have on the back of my card, it says, be honest, be authentic, be yourself. And that is something that, some of the 3 pillars that I just, you got to stand by. If you're not, you're just going to blend in with everybody else. So, So now that you're expanding, you're doing well. We had a little talk before, and we tried to figure out this. So I apologize for being a little bit late, but what's next for WarBaby Cosmetics?
I remember last year when you asked me that question, my answer was that I just wanted to, stay strong, stay healthy, and just keep the momentum going.
Yeah.
And this last year, it's ironic because this last year has been a year of challenges. And I had some health issues, and, sometimes life just poops on you. And when you're an entrepreneur, you have to decide, that you constantly are faced with these peaks and valleys, and you have to go, what, am I going to keep doing this? I'm having a down day. I don't know. But my answer is still the same. It's just continuing to press forward, keep going, keep the momentum going, regardless of what life throws my way. I'm just going to, I just want to keep it growing, keep doing what I'm doing. Everything's going so well. So I just wanted to keep on going.
Well, I mean, that's a great answer, right? I mean, it doesn't have to be numbers. It doesn't have to be as long as you have a good work-life balance and you're happy with your family and everything is going well. I mean, that's something that I stress with a lot of the people, saying, oh, I got to get bigger, I got to grow, or I got to do this. And unfortunately, I had a friend here recently who had a separation from his business partner, and they've split up the locations, and they had 4 locations, and they were looking to expand even to more. And now he's got 2 locations. He goes, you know what? I am so much more happy right now just having my 2, not having to deal the stress with 4 and running around all over the city of Calgary trying to make things work and dealing with staff issues. He goes, I don't want any more. I don't want to grow. I'm very content and happy with what I'm doing right now. So bigger doesn't mean better. That's
right. That's so true. So true.
Bigger can mean more problems.
That's right.
So
and sometimes we always strive for that, right? Need to be bigger, need to be better, need to be bigger, need to be better. And sometimes you just find yourself, as you're growing, you're getting unhappy. So that's when something's kind of off keel and you got to reevaluate.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. So I know you gave us a great piece of advice there about, being yourself, being authentic. But I mean, again, the last question I always ask is, if you had one piece of advice for entrepreneurs, small businesses, solopreneurs, whatever it may be, what would it be, Vanessa?
One of the biggest things I've learned this year is to treat every opportunity like it's the biggest opportunity you've ever been given. Every interview, every client, no matter how small, every job, no matter how small it is, no matter how insignificant you may feel it is, treat it like it's huge, because that energy that you bring to those meetings and those clients and those opportunities carries out and people see it. And you can take something small and just turn it into something really, really big. And that's when I feel like that's when you become successful, is when you just put 100% into everything you do, no matter how small you feel that it is. And that's been huge for me this year. And I've received a lot of really good things, I think, because I've put that energy out there. So I think that would be my number one piece of advice this year.
Oh, and I love that. I mean, it doesn't, it's amazing how many people sometimes look at it and say, oh my goodness, I got this thing coming over here. It's just a little guy. I don't even want to deal with it. I'm just going to, shove him off. And I can almost guarantee you, I've probably done that in the past too. And it's a wrong way of thinking of things. So I have not had anybody in almost the 80 some episodes that I've done of this, say that. So that's an excellent piece of advice.
Awesome. It's so true. I've just found for my own career, and it's been huge for me, because every opportunity is an opportunity. Every client is important. Every client should be treated like a rock star, really.
And I mean, as I always say, you never know where your next lead or reference is going to come from. This person might know somebody, and all of a sudden, boom, you've got 80 clients from this one person's reference. So that's excellent advice.
Yeah.
No, excellent. And I think we did this about a year ago, and I really appreciate you coming on again. I just love sharing your story, especially somebody who is so passionate about the city of Calgary, the environment, and making things local. I mean, I think that's something that needs to be stressed. And for anybody that's watching this now or later on social media, it's WarBabyCosmetics.com. You can follow Vanessa on Instagram, and she's very active. And you have any questions, please feel to reach out to her or myself. And again, thank you so much, Vanessa, for coming on. I appreciate it.
Oh, thanks for having me again. I couldn't wait. It was so much fun last year, and I couldn't wait to do it again. It's always a good time.
Oh, and then we'll do it again. That's for sure. It's always good to come on, and maybe you'll be my every year. You'll be my success story that can give me a constant update.
Yeah, I love it. I'm in.
Excellent. All right, Vanessa and everybody. I hope you have a great Stampede week, and we'll see you next Wednesday. Bye bye.
See you, Jade. Thank you.